Well, 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 it's Christmas time again, and you know what that means. It's time to sit around binge-watching TV shows like these two idiots who always show up on the home screen for Netflix.
Hey, what do you want to watch? I just love Netflix and chill, don't you? What is your problem, Rebecca? Like, seriously, what kind of freak holds a cup of coffee like that anyway?
I should have had an abortion.
I would like to start off this review by saying that this is not, I repeat, this is not a Christmas recommendation video, because that's been beaten to death like a red-headed stepchild. Instead, this time I'm going to be talking about generally interesting movies I found on Netflix and also free to stream on Amazon Prime. Those losers who forgot to cancel their free trial should have something to do besides buy copious amounts of That's It bars and Crystal Pepsi. I'm also playing my favorite Christmas time album, Los Cadetes de Linares. The only way to appropriately enjoy this record is by indulging in some cervezas, my friend. Now let's get on with this review thing. A video program. Starting off the Amazon picks is Room. The less you hear about this movie, the better. Avoid the poster, the trailer, and the action figures, and just be immersed in this film. I'll give a small synopsis in that the film revolves around a woman and her child in a room. If you couldn't get that from the poster. Are they trapped there? Was there nuclear war? Did she see X-Men Origins Wolverine too? Directed by Lenny Abramson, who made the exceptionally good film Frank, is shaping up to be a director to look out for. He knows how to give top-notch performances out of his actors.
Do you remember how Alice wasn't always in Wonderland?
She fell down deep in a hole.
Right, well, I wasn't always in room. I'm like Alice. I was a little girl named Joy.
Nah.
And I lived in a house with my mom and my dad. You would call them Grandma and Grandpa.
What house?
A house. It was in the world. And there was a backyard, and we had a hammock. We would swing in the hammock, and we would eat ice cream.
TV house?
No, Jack, a real house, not TV.
Both Brie Larson and the kid did phenomenally well job in this movie, and it's easy to see why she won Best Actress last year, or is this year? You know, she won an Oscar. It's easily one of the best films I saw this year, despite it getting released last year, but not unless because it went wide this year in January, but despite it getting released, had limited release back last year, you could have found it, but you should totally just go see it. It's very good. Also streaming on Amazon is Locke. Have you ever played 10 Minutes in Heaven? I couldn't, because I was embarrassed about my elephantitis. If you enjoy spending copious amounts of time in an enclosed location with someone better looking than you, then you might enjoy Locke. The film stars Bane as a businessman driving to a hospital on the other side of town, and the entire film is shot in real time. So if it's an hour-and-a-half long drive to the hospital, you're in a car an hour and a half with Bronson.
I want to take a butcher's at that ring there.
Yeah, ring there, sir. That's £1,000 ring, sir.
Fuck off! Don't fucking move!
Normally a film like this would be absolute nightmare to go through, but the things at stake and get revealed in this movie will absolutely have you glued in. Have you guys ever heard of this album? It's called Los Cadetes de Linares. It's about a confused man pondering the religion of his horses. Alright, so the rest of these movies are going to be from Netflix, so you can, so for all you poor people, you can tune back in now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? One of the best hidden gems from 2015 is Dope. It is a modern adventure film in the vein of Ferris Bueller. The plot revolves a trio of misfits who accidentally get involved in a scenario with a slippery slope. Hey, that's what I said. The main squad of characters play punk music without actually plugging in their instruments. which could be a problem. Also, why is this guy using a 3/4 size guitar? I mean, that's used for little kids and you can buy that from Target. You messed up! Aside from my personal gripes about the actual musical depictions in this movie, it's a roller coaster of interesting characters, scenarios, and payoffs. The film itself is a satire of
cultural appropriation.
black people act like white people act like black people, and hot women get naked. It's a fun film and should be checked out. Oh, gotta put my beer down. Okay, you see this? You see this track listing right here? My favorite song on the entire record is El Haciano by Felipe Leal Valdez. It's a great song. It's great and fun. The Beaver Trilogy Part 4 is the best title for a film since Fart the Movie. This documentary dives into the story of an odd encounter between a cameraman testing out his new lens and a fascinating kid from Beaver, Utah.
I love impersonating, and by gosh, if I made the tube, I just thank you so much.
And I had no idea at that point that it would change my entire life. It's amazing, those little points that hit, that just, whoa, take you in a whole direction you never ever thought would happen.
The cameraman found this encounter so fascinating, he remade it as a film, not once, but twice. And get this, the first time he did it with Sean Penn before he did Fast Times or got even remotely famous. And then when that footage was like,
Could be better.
he remade it with Crispin Glover before he got popular with Back to the Future. Odd, right? The story is so bizarre, and the more you learn about the kid from Beaver and the cameraman, it's odder, it's stranger than fiction, really. And it's one of the most unique and compelling documentaries you can see on Netflix right now. Hold on a second. I love this song. It's especially good with drugs. Last film on this list is We Need to Talk About Kevin, the dramatic thriller that makes you believe that being barren is a blessing. The story is about Tilda Swinton and how everyone in town hates her guts.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I hope this isn't an inconvenient time.
Well, it is, actually.
Well, we just had a couple of quick questions for you.
What's this about?
Do you know where you're spending the afterlife?
Oh, yes, I do, as a matter of fact. I'm going straight to hell. Eternal damnation, a whole bit. Thank you for asking. Okay?
While at the same time deconstructing the relationship between her and her son, Kevin. There's a sense of foreboding tension as the film is told in a non-linear style. Why does the girl have an eye patch? Where's John C. Reilly? Will Kevin get a proper medication for that terrible itch of his? There are many sequences of this movie that are done without dialogue and really makes you appreciate the director,
Leanne Ramsey.
his ability to pump up the albino Queen of Narnia's acting chops. I made that face too once. It was after I watched X-Men Origins Wolverine. I mean, can you believe this? It's a $150 million movie and the CG looks like it was from some kid who just came out of the DeVry Institute. I mean, look at this. Look at the quality of the commercials they make these days. They make me sick. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah. We need to talk about Kevin and the Chipmunks. The overabundance of the color red in the majority of shots is a constant reminder of the pain that is surrounding Tilda Swinton's character's world. And while it's a nice touch, it does get overbearing because it sticks out too much. And it's in like 90% of all the shots in this movie. I mean, seriously, there's being subtle and then there's just being
obvious.
Most of these Oscar bait movies, they come in and they're like, oh, we're gonna focus on the actress. But no, this is a film that actually does a good job of making a good story and interesting characters to go along with it. If you're interested for a movie that makes you feel sad, happy, and so go check this out. Hold on a second. Hey, stop moving! Alright, okay. I'm gonna try opening this again, alright? And this time I'm gonna make it work, because I'm drunk.
No! No! No!